Good afternoon, everybody. It's Wednesday, and welcome to the Morales Mingle here on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and Twitter Live. I am Gabe Gonzales for MJH Parent Liaison, and with me, as always, is Miss Barbara Chase. Miss Barbara, how are you today?
I am great. Hi, everybody. Thank you for being here with us. We have two, not just one, but two very special guests
Doubling
today.
it up today.
Yes. So we are very, very blessed to have these lovely ladies with us. And, but we have so much to talk about. And parents, remember, if you have any questions for our guests or for us or for Mr. T, please go ahead and type them in that chat box so that we can get to them while we're live. But we just want to remind everybody about our Coyote and Lobo Pact and how we all have a shared responsibility to make sure that we are taking the necessary steps to minimize the risk and spread of COVID. And so, we all must do our part, parents, teachers, students, everybody in the community. So remember, please, to wear your face covering, to make sure you are keeping that social distancing, wash those hands, and check yourself. And remember, if you don't feel good, you might think it's allergies. You might think, oh, it's not a big deal. But you know what? Just stay home if you feel sick, just to make sure and to keep yourself safe and everybody else safe as well.
Yes, thank you very much, Barbara. We're still in this, folks, but we're almost out of it. They're getting vaccines and stuff, but let's keep washing our hands and keep those face masks on and keeping our distance from each other. Also, too, remember, if you need any help with your iPad, you can always email ipad@uvaldecasd.net. Again, that's ipad@uvaldecasd. You got something wrong, it's not loading, it's not turning on, you broke it or something, you can always email them at ipad@uvaldecasd. And also something else that's important that we have coming up in a few weeks. This one I want to let Mr. T talk about this a little bit because this is his area of expertise here on Morales Junior High, but it's important for parents to remember this stuff. What do you got, Mr. T?
Hey, thanks, Gabe. So for sure, we have a benchmark testing. So in the fall, we did interim. We learned a lot of things from it. Virtual, face-to-face, there was some growing pains, but as an update, we are doing our spring interim test at the end of this month. So parents, make sure you get your kids ready, because Monday, 22nd of February, Algebra 1's testing. On Tuesday, the 23rd, 7th grade writing and 8th grade math will occur. And that Wednesday, we have 7th grade honors and 8th grade reading on the 24th. So that week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're gonna hit it hard testing. And there are makeups Thursday, Friday if someone's absent, they have a doctor's appointment. But again, we want to make sure we get everybody on that first 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, on the last week of February, their interim test done.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Mr. T. And going with that, though, folks, you got a few weeks before the testing. And one of the best ways to prepare for testing is tutoring. They are going to be having tutoring. We do have face-to-face and virtual tutoring. So if parents, if you're interested, or if your student doesn't want to tell you about it or something like that, we do offer it. And there's a little site that you can go. It's bit.ly/MJH tutor. And that will list all of the times that the teachers have available for face-to-face and virtual. And also, you can always just email the teachers as well too. They'll get back to you, or call the front office and we'll help you out. But tutoring is very important. You got a few weeks before testing, and the best way to prepare for that is to put in the work and get some tutoring in, especially if your student is struggling or they're not sure or something like that. You definitely want to get them that tutoring because it's important. And remember, the bit.ly/MJH tutor is what it is. And let's continue on. We got some special guests here, right, Barbara?
Yes, we do. We have our MJH school counselors. And for those of you who are joining us and are not aware, this is, even though they should be celebrated all the time because of all the work, the many hats that they wear, this week is actually celebrating and recognizing it's National School Counselor Appreciation Week. And so we wanted to bring on our school counselors from MJH, Miss Jessyca Cazares and Miss Nicole Becker, so that they can talk a little bit about themselves and about what they do and, all those things. But I'm not going to talk about it. They can talk about it. So anyways, ladies, can you share with us, just a little bit about yourselves?
Hi, my name is Nicole Becker. I am currently the 7th grade counselor here at Morales Junior High. This is my 4th year working with junior high students. However, it is my 12th year as a counselor altogether. I've had the privilege of working with students as a counselor from ages 3 all the way to high school seniors. And I feel that it gives me a great opportunity to really work with this niche age group of 7th and 8th graders. And I really enjoy spending time with them.
Hi, I'm Jessyca Cazares. This is my 20th year in education. I taught for 12 years. This is my 8th year as a counselor. I was born and raised in Uvalde. I left for a few years and I came back. I just wanted to give something back to my community that I grew up in.
Awesome.
Well, that's awesome.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thank you,
Yes.
ladies, very much. And you know, I know you guys do a lot more than what we know about for sure. But one of the questions I had for you, both of y'all, is what inspired you to become a school counselor?
So what inspired me to become a school counselor is actually when I was doing my student teaching to be an agricultural science teacher. I was having issues getting my students to engage in the lessons that I was teaching them. And I soon realized that my students were dealing with a lot of family and life issues that were affecting their ability to focus on what I was trying to teach them. It was at that time that I felt that I really needed to know more about the students that I was going to be teaching then and in the future. So that's what pushed me to go into to UTSA to get my degree in school counseling.
Cool.
Counseling is just something I've always been interested in. I love helping students overcome challenges, setting goals, and just preparing them for the future.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
It is. And, you know, ladies, you completely embody everything that you say. I find it so interesting, Ms. Becker, that you were an ag teacher and, you know, I mean, it's such a switch, but very, very cool. So what exactly is the role of school counselor in relation, you know, like to teachers and parents and administrators and other counselors? So, you know, how does your role fit in with the district and with this campus?
So I would say that the role of the school counselor, or my role, and Ms. Costas, is most importantly is that we are definitely the student advocate. In many cases, we help students to find their voice when they're speaking with their parents and or their teachers, administrators sometimes. And then we do reach out to other counselors as well for the past to gather information and for the future to give them information on the students that they may be receiving.
You know, exactly, Ms. Becker. You know, I would say we're basically the bridge between all of them. We're in constant communication with each of them in order to ensure the success of our students, whether it's academically or emotionally.
Yeah, because I think a lot of you know, it's teachers and parents. You know, we question kids, well, why aren't they doing their homework and things like that. I don't think people realize like how much underlying conditions or underlying problems that some of these students face, and they think like, oh, you know, he's not being raised right, or he's this, or they're that and this, but I mean, they got some tough problems at home, and to come over here and then have to deal with everything that a junior high student has to deal with, you know, because this is new. This, you know, it's 8 classes. It's a big change from going from Flores to, you know, to junior high for sure. I mean, I've seen it in my daughter. Like that, it was just like a, you know, right in your face. Like here it is. You know, you have a lot more to do, a lot more to keep up with, and I definitely thank you guys for doing that. You know, helping out the students, you know, and then, you know, speaking of helping out the students, you know, what other direct services do you provide for students, parents, and teachers?
So we definitely provide individual counseling. And one of the things that we're really advocating for in the last couple of years is more small group counseling. We provide mediations, should we need to, between students or sometimes between students and teachers. Academic counseling is something that's extremely important to both Ms. Costas and myself, working with our students, preparing them for college and career planning and scheduling them for their future classes for when they go on to the high school or when they move on to the 8th grade. We're also able to provide parents with information regarding district services, both in district and out of district, that might help benefit their students.
And like again, with like what Ms. Becker said, you know, we go from small group to one-on-one counseling, social, emotional, academic. For academic, we're able to help parents with a variety of resources, you know, simple things. If some, you know, nowadays, if they're in need of food, clothing, school supplies, or anything else that we can help them with, for the contact for them.
Awesome. I love it.
Yeah, that's one of those things is, I mean, you ladies are such a link in the team because you connect with so many different people. You're connecting the parents and the teachers and the admin and the students and the office staff. I mean, you connect everybody all over the place. And, that's one of the things I don't think a lot of people realize is not only does your job embody so much of the academic stuff, but also, so much of the social and emotional stuff and things like that. And so, when, with all of that and all the things that you do, when and how can students actually, try to reach you or get in contact with you?
So, in a general normal situation with a non-COVID year, a student will be able to find us on campus each and every day. However, some of our students, being that they're virtual, it does make things a little bit more difficult. We are always accessible. I'm always accessible via email. Mm-hmm. If I'm not in a small group with a group of students or in an individual counseling session, I'm in the office or I'm out watching the kids during passing periods, saying hi, interacting with them. Students know and they're told that they can always ask their teacher at any point to come to the office to visit with a counselor. Should they need to for any reason, they're always welcome to send me an email where I can call them out of class to come and visit with me. So we're definitely accessible to them in a number of different ways.
Yes, whether if they're face-to-face through passing periods, asking the teachers if they come to the office. For our virtual students, sending us an email. Parents can also send us an email letting us know if there's something that they would want us to speak with their child with.
That's awesome. Thank you very much, ladies. I think that's great. And I think so. Like one thing that COVID did show us is that there is a lot of ways to get in touch with people now, not just like stopping by the office. They can actually send you. I mean, I think that's something new for kids too, that they learn that they can learning how to send emails to people because that's going to be a big part of their lives. And, knowing how to do that, I think that's something that they can benefit from for sure. And it might be more discreet too. They may not want to come by the office and say, oh, that might help out a student. So it might be, something positive that we got out of COVID for sure.
Definitely. Well, I have another question actually. So I know that we're already in February, which blows my mind. But starting to kind of look ahead to next year and schedules, what should students do or how should parents prepare for, the upcoming school year? I mean, of course, for like those 8th graders who are transitioning to high school, but also for like the 6th graders coming up into 7th grade and the 7th graders who are moving over to 8th grade. How can students prepare for the next year with their schedules?
So I would say one of the best ways for our students to prepare to either come to junior high or to leave junior high and move on to the high school is if you have a question, ask it. Ms. Gonzales and I, try to do our very best to make ourselves available to both parents and students, those coming and those going, that if they have a question, if we don't know the answer, we'll find the answer as fast as we can to help prepare them for the next year. But it's making sure that if you have a question, you're not afraid to ask it. The students, we're going to go to the campuses if we're allowed to. The high school will be coming to our campus to register our students, and we'll be working with them to really help them build a schedule that's going to best benefit them.
That's right. Usually when we go to the other campuses, we kind of talk to our students about the courses that we're offering and ask them if they have any questions, let us know. And the same thing for their parents. But we do explain the courses that we are offering for our students and let them know what the expectations are.
Thank you. That is very, very helpful. I know, especially, as a parent of a couple of 8th graders who are going over to high school, I'm like, okay, how is this going to work this year?
Oh, yeah. Well, this is, counselors, being school counselors week, I definitely want to thank you guys very much for all that you do. I know there's numerous hats that you wear, and sometimes y'all probably deal with things that people don't even realize that y'all have to deal with and work on. And it's not an easy job, especially because you're basically serving, how many kids do we have? 200 and something kids in each grade?
324 in the 7th grade and what, 306 in the 8th grade?
302. I think 302 or 306.
Yeah, I was way off. Yeah, you guys do a lot, and thank you
And
guys
you're on
very much
campus.
for all that you do. Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
real quick, if you wouldn't mind, just a plug for Ms. Cazares for the 8th graders. The high school counselors are slated to come to our campus next week, right, Ms. Cazares?
Yes, ma'am. They'll be coming in on that Monday through English, and then the next day, the following day, through their history classes to go over their early college.
So I believe they're also going to be doing it virtually as well, correct?
Yes.
So make sure that you are logged into your English classes, as you should be all of your
And
classes.
you make sure you also know your Skyward login and your Skyward password. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us. That way we can give you that information before you register.
If you don't know Skyward, shoot Ms. Cazares or myself an email. We will get that out to you as quickly as possible.
Awesome. Any other plugs you guys got coming up? Anything exciting coming up?
So I do, Gabe. Actually, I do want to put a plug in. So next Thursday on KVOU 104.9 in the morning, Dr. Harold does a weekly broadcast to the community, and our counselors will be spotlight on there with some big updates and changes that have been going on the campus. But I'm going to leave it at that because I know there's some surprise stuff that we want to share with the community as a whole all at once. So again, tune in on Thursday morning on KVOU 104.9 for our big update with our counselors with Dr. Harold.
Oh my God,
And
I love surprises. I'm excited. I can't wait.
Is that what you said, Mr. T?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Ooh, I'm excited to find out what's going on.
I know, me too. I'm very excited. All right, well, folks, thank you very much. We're getting closer to our time. We don't want that bell to ring on us, so we don't have to look awkward everywhere. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you, counselors, very much for joining us this week.
Thank you.
We appreciate you guys very much, very much.
Thank you.
And folks out there, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in to the Morales Mingle here on Facebook and YouTube and MJH Twitter. Don't forget, if you haven't liked the Facebook page, it is under Morales Junior High. Or if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, Coyote Pride, please do so. And also follow us on MJH Twitter and join us weekly, Wednesdays here at noon. Barbara, you got anything else?
No, just thank you. And, I know that we have an incredible guest next week, so you'll have to tune in to see who they are.
Oh, yeah, you'll find out. All right, folks, we'll see you. Y'all have a good day. Thank you, counselors.
Bye.
Take care. Thank you. Thank you, counselors.